Even if you're running late, do not speed. Saving a few seconds isn't worth risking your life or someone else's. Driving over the speed limit means you have less time to stop for pedestrians, animals, or anything else in the road. Speeding also makes it harder to take a curve and your vehicle ending up in the ditch. Follow Safe KS and Drive Safe Kansas on Twitter and other social media. Buckle up and drive safe.
Can I get a weight reading on the cat in exam 3?
Zuri needs a new vet tech after their current one literally moved to a farm. But finding an ideal replacement takes some training.
This is like herding cats.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Stay connected with the news you need from 580 WIBW Topeka, WIBWNewsNow.com, and FM News 104.9.
Welcome back to Seaman Stadium in North Topeka. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you at Don Pierce Field for the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. As the number 3 team in the Class 5A East Division, the Seaman Vikings, 3-2 on the season, coming off of a loss to the Manhattan Indians on the road a week ago, are hosting the 1-4 Emporia Spartans, coming off of a loss of their own last week to Washburn Rural, falling by 36 points, 45-9 against the Junior Blues a week ago. The number 12 ranked team in Class 5A East entering week 6. And Greg, we were talking a little bit about the importance for the postseason earlier on in our pregame show, but it's also important to note for both of these teams just to try to build a little bit of momentum regardless of their seeding come the Week 9 playoff game. This is a big opportunity for a bounce back for both squads.
Yeah, it's always a key in the latter third of the season. It's the old adage, you got to play your best football, play your best basketball, play your best fill-in sport as you go into the playoffs. And I think that's big, and especially now with the system of you play 8 regular season games, and the 9th game is designated as your first-round playoff game.
It is a big night for Seaman in particular. A year ago, they ended up being the number 1 team in 5A East, a 7-1 regular season. They even got a bye through that first round of the playoffs. They'll try to get back to a top 3 seed this year as well. A little bit delay for our national anthem tonight, so we'll take one more quick break. We'll be back after this with more pregame coverage for the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week.
You've got job.
How long do you want here?
People. People. Thousands of them.
Can do a minute and a half
the
here.
The 1-2 punch of radio plus digital is unbeatable.
Okay.
Alpha Media radio stations like this one offer big reach. Combine that with the depth of our highly targetable digital marketing strategies and tactics, and boom! Radio makes digital more clickable. Take the next step toward being at full staff. Go to WIBWNewsNow.com and click on Radio is Red Hot for recruiting.
Searching for the perfect engagement ring for your special someone? With a wide selection of designer brands like Parade and Sylvie, Calhoun's Jewelers is the place to find exactly what you're looking for. Searching for something truly unique? We would love to work with you on custom designs. For all of your bridal needs, safely visit our showroom at 1801 Southwest Gage or online at calhounsjewelers.com. Shop bridal at Calhoun's Jewelers.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Half of U.S. kids are exposed to secondhand smoke. If you or someone you know wants help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Welcome back to Seaman Stadium and Don Pierce Field in North Topeka on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. Seaman taking on Emporia tonight. Pregame wrapping up here. The band exiting the field following the national anthem. Both teams about to run on to Don Pierce Field here tonight. Greg, I want to continue a little bit here as pregame winds down about this Seaman offense. They've put up so many points this season. They're the best scoring team in the city at 40 points a game. That's second best in the Centennial League, only a couple points per night behind Manhattan. What are they going to need to do especially well tonight to get out early and get out to a big lead against this Emporia team?
I think really on that first drive is get out and get a score. Get out and finish. You know, when they had the game against Junction City, that ended up being an issue on being able to get down, get inside the red zone and be able to score, get 7 points on the board to be able to do that. And I think as well. You got 21 points against Manhattan last week, which is big. You had the lead against Manhattan, but you gave up 48. So you know you're going to have to score. You know you're going to have to keep their foot on the gas. You know, use whatever euphemism, cliche you want to be able to do. And I think that's what he wants to see is, can you play 2 quarters of good offensive football? Yes, but you still have 2 quarters you didn't. So now let's stretch that out. Get 3, get 4 good quarters of offensive football.
As we await the coin toss down on the field tonight, let's also get a look at a key for the defense tonight for Seaman. One of the best defenses in the Centennial League as well. Second fewest points allowed in the league this year. What is going to be imperative for that group to slow down the Spartans?
I think 2 things. One, against a passing quarterback like Cam Geitz, get a good pass rush. Get in his grill. Make him flush him out of the pocket. Make him run. Don't make him comfortable. Get quarterback hits on him to be able to do. I think if you're able to do that, once again, it opens so many things up for your defense to do, and it goes back to being ball hawk, opportunistic, and getting those 9 interceptions that they've been able to get so far this year.
So many talented players in that back line for the Seaman Vikings. Coin toss being handled down on the field right now. Camden Barta and Braden Colley among the captains for the Seaman Vikings. Kobe Jordan out there as well. Seaman wins the toss and elects to defer, so it will be Emporia, which gets the ball to start off the contest here. Seaman looking for its 4th win of the season and will be on defense first. And you have to imagine for a team led by a defensive-minded head coach like Jared Swafford, that is their comfort zone. So it will be Gavin Wilhelm, the senior kicker, who takes the field first for the Seaman Vikings.
By the way, there is absolutely 0 wind, but it's warm, warmer, for October 8th than we normally see.
Yes, a day in the low to mid 80s at 7 o'clock kickoff. Not usually what you expect in an October night in Topeka. So have to consider maybe some cramping, maybe some heat-related or just mugginess-related ailments could be a factor in this contest tonight. Seaman will be kicking toward the north end zone on Don Pierce Field with Wilhelm getting ready to tee it up right on top of the X, right between the hash marks at the 40-yard line on the south end of the field. Kicking from right to left as you listen. Back to return, Derek Keys as well as Sheldon Stewart for the Emporia Spartans, looking for just their 2nd win of the season, 2nd win under head coach Keaton Tuttle. Wilhelm approaches, puts his left foot into it, sends it away, a low line drive kick caught by Stewart at the 8-yard line, and we are underway on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. Stewart takes it back toward the middle of the field at the 20, breaks 1 tackle, isn't able to get away from a second one, and he is snowed under right at the 20-yard line, and a flag comes in late as well. So just 12 seconds into the contest, we've got a flag in an area, Greg, where it is often marked off against the offense.
Yeah, marked usually as a hold or illegal block. So they're going to start, let's see, marked at the 21.
I think they're going to mark 10 yards off.
10
I believe
yards.
that was a hold on the return. So Emporia already starting with their backs against their own end zone. And they will start with their senior quarterback, Cam Geitz, completing 49% of his passes for the year, 7 touchdowns, just 1 interception. 772 yards through the air last week in a loss to Washburn Rural, 5 of 11 passing, 104 yards, 1 touchdown, and he also threw that 1 interception. Emporia comes out, 2 wide receivers to the wide side right of the field. Ball is on the left hash to start off tonight's contest, with the Spartans moving from left to right, 2-back pistol behind the quarterback, Geitz. Geitz takes the snap. It's an inside give to the up man. That's Bobby Trujillo, and Trujillo is bottled up instantly right at the line of scrimmage. He maybe with a second wind was able to push his way up to the 12. It's a gain of just a yard on 1st down and 10, so that will bring up a 2nd down and 9. Let's get you the starting defense for the Seaman Vikings in this one. Up front for the Vikes, they're led by Kobe Jordan, Kaysen Hazenkamp, Sean Miller, and Jackson Thomas. But they've got a heavy rotation on the interior as well. Braden Colley, Bryson Vaughter, your starting linebackers. In the defensive backfield, Caden Ireland, Camden Barta, Callan Barta, Kaysen Stahlbaumer, and Cameron Selbach. Same formation on 2nd down and 9 for the Spartans. Low snap to Geitz. He spins around, hands it off up the middle to Keys this time, and he's got absolutely nowhere to go. A loss of 2 back to the 10-yard line. It's that interior push, Greg, from the Seaman defense that's able to create the TFL. 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Spartans on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, Braden Colley got the initial hit against Keys. Actually got the big hit against Keys, but it's penetration right into the line. Nowhere to go. Trying to go through the A-gap on the left side, and absolutely nowhere to go for Keys.
Swafford is a big fan of a lot of the bodies he has on that defensive line, likes to have a deep rotation, specifically at the defensive tackle and nose spots. 3rd down and 11, a minute and a half into the game. Low snap to Geitz, designed rollout to the right, looking into the flat, completes it to Parker Lee to the 20-yard line. He evades one tackle and is eventually wrangled down by Camden Barta right at the 20-yard line. He's about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy of the sticks on 4th down.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. Good catch by Leeds, but a good tackle there by Seaman to hold them short of the first down by about a yard, a little over a yard.
Initially, at least, it looks like the offense is staying out there for Emporia, and now Cam Geitz runs off, and the punt team will come out as well. About half the play clock gone. Minute 24 on the clock here in the first quarter. In fact, the clock is stopped at the moment, which it should not be stopped. It was a live ball, and now it continues to run on 4th down and just over a yard. 2 men deep to return for the Seaman Vikings. As Alex Alamang gets ready, low snap, he punts it away for Emporia. A low end-over-end kick, caught at the 45-yard line. Seaman with the return, running to the left. Good return that time by Aaron Merritt, who's tripped up inside the 35-yard line of Emporia. So the Vikings, with 10:04 to go in the first quarter, get great starting field position.
Great starting field position. And you got to think for Coach Swafford right now, it goes, hey, we're starting inside their own territory at their 34-yard line. This is where we need to get 6.
Here comes the offense led by senior quarterback Camden Barta. Last week, 10 of 15, just 58 yards and 2 touchdowns and a loss to Manhattan. Just over 1,000 yards passing on the season. Comes out with 3 wide receivers to the wide side right. Brings one in motion. That's Kason Stahlbomber. Ball's on the near left hash on 1st down and 10. Moving from right to left. Snap to Barta, and we've got a whistle, and the first play of the game is blown dead, and it is a procedural penalty on the line of scrimmage.
So both teams starting out with a penalty. Hold on the kick return for Emporia and a procedure call against Seaman.
Up front for the Vikes, the offensive line made up from left to right of Logan Cox, Kobe Jordan, Sean Miller, Jackson Thomas, and Caden Jordan. The latter Jordan, just a freshman, 6'1", 285. He's in for the regular right tackle, a second-team All-League pick, Tony Watkins, who is out with a knee injury. 1st down and 15, 10:04 to go in the first quarter. Stahlbomber this time starts in motion from right to left, now bounces back to the near slot right. Also on the left hash, snap to Barta, no drop, throws it over the middle, and the pass is nearly picked off. Throws it a little bit high, and the inside linebacker, Bobby Trujillo, has it hit him square in the hands, but he can't hold on. Trujillo with 2 picks on the year, both against Topeka High in a loss earlier this season. That is a lucky break that time for Barta. 2nd down and 15 for the Vikes.
Yeah, Barta really had his eyes focused on one receiver. Trujillo saw that and he jumped the route, couldn't haul it in. If he did, he probably would have had 6.
Second-team All-Centennial League pick a year ago, Bobby Trujillo, 2nd down and 15 at the 39-yard line for Seaman, moving from right to left, inside give this time, and a short carry on the handoff for Seaman. It was given to Aiden McGee with the carry that time. The 5'7" junior is able to pick up a couple of yards. No, they're actually going to mark him down to the 38, so a pickup of just about a yard. 3rd down and 14 coming up for Seaman. Not the start the Vikes wanted to get. Skill position players, we've already mentioned Kason Stahlbomber, also in the rotation at tight end, Braden Colley, Brody Gormley, and PJ Vargas, the other starting wide receivers. They come out with 2 wide receivers to the wide side right, single receiver left, a tight end right, and a back in the backfield behind Barta in the pistol. 9:23 to go in the first quarter. Snap to Barta, 3-step drop in the gun, looking deep down the left hash, looking for PJ Vargas. The pass is tipped and incomplete. Vargas had a step on the defensive back. It was just a slight overthrow, and Fred Jackson, the junior corner, is able to tip it away for an incomplete pass. 3rd down and long coming up for Seaman, and they can't take advantage of the great starting field position.
Yeah, Vargas had that step against the DB. DB, I think, tipped it just enough that it went over the outstretched hands of Vargas. Otherwise, that could have been 6 points and a great start to this game for Seaman.
So a drive that starts at the Emporia 34-yard line ends up with a net of -4 through 3 plays, and on to punt and send it away is Brody Gormley. Gets it away, a high kick. It will land inside the 10-yard line. Takes a huge bounce for Seaman, but a little too much of one. Flies into the end zone for a touchback. 8:51 to go in the first quarter, no score. Emporia coming out for its 2nd drive of the contest.
Yeah, both sides starting out awfully slow. Just 9 yards for Emporia on their first offensive drive. -1 rushing and then 10-yard pass completion by Cam Geitz.
Geitz on the offense for Emporia. His offensive line from left to right, Aiden Ewing, AJ Reyes, Nate Thomas, Braden Bowen, and Jay Orozco. That group lines up the third different starting offensive line for Emporia this year. They come out 2 wide receivers to the left. On first down, it's an inside give, and the quarterback will keep it. A read option for Geitz, and the ball popped out late. Seaman says they've got it. The ball came out way late in the play, and it is officially ruled Seaman Vikings ball. So on first down and 10, the quarterback Geitz, who hasn't committed many turnovers this year, gives it away, and the Vikes take over inside the Emporia 20 at the 18-yard line.
Boy, someone must have got a hand in there to be able to strip it away. So for the second straight time, Seaman now inside the red zone at the Emporia 18-yard line.
8:46 to go in this opening quarter. Barta in the pistol. One wide receiver isolated right. A wing to the right as well. Barta takes his drop back, throws it to the back corner of the end zone, looking for his target. Incomplete. He was trying to hook up with Brody Gormley. The throw just about an inch too far. Gormley gets his fingertips on it, but can't haul it in. Second down and 10 for the Vikes. And that home run play we talked about during pregame, Greg, that seems to be the approach here for Seaman early on.
Yeah, they obviously see something where they think they can expose the defensive back or the corners on both sides. They tried it on the left side with Vargas, and this time tried it on the right side with Gormley.
Gormley and Kaysen Stahlbomber to the left of the formation. Ball centered between the hashes. It's Stahlbomber in the slot. 2 tight ends to the right. McGee still in the backfield. Snap to Barta. Fly sweep to Stahlbomber. Going from left to right. Breaks through one tackle. Gets a block upfield as he cuts up at the 15. Puts his shoulder down at the 10-yard line. Carrying defenders along with him as he angles down toward the 8. The initial spot looks like the 9-yard line. He's 1 yard shy of the line to gain. And I believe they will call it officially, yes, a third down and 1 for Seaman inside the 10-yard line with 8.5 minutes left in the opening period.
Yeah, great run there by Stahlbomber. Cut through a couple of would-be tacklers for Emporia to get the 9-yard gain.
2 receivers left. Once again, Stahlbomber in the slot on third down and 1. McGee in the backfield behind the quarterback, Barta. Ball in the right hash. Barta going with the fade pattern to the end zone again, and this time he throws it over the top of his receiver, Brody Gormley, and out of bounds. Fourth down and 1 for Seaman. Certainly within field goal range here. They keep going for the big play, and now a big decision for Swafford and the Vikes bench, whether or not they want to go for it here on 4th and 1, deep in the red zone.
Boy, you know, Barta, really, as soon as he got the snap, he threw it, and obviously the angle was way off because that ended up about 3 yards out of bounds.
Seaman does keep the offense out there, 15 on the play clock, 8.5 to go in the first quarter. Snap to Barta, stretch play going to the left, and it's blown up immediately. It's Bobby Trujillo flying into the backfield and making the stop on a tackle for loss. Jack Bloom, the ball carrier that time, he gets plastered, and the Vikings turn the ball over on the tackle for loss here early in the first. A surprisingly slow start in this first quarter for the Seaman offense, and it keeps us tied at 0-0 with 8:26 on the clock here in the quarter.
Well, that blew up in Seaman's face, trying to get short yardage. Trujillo absolutely blew that play up, shot right through the gap. No one touched him, and he got the big loss.
So Emporia takes over at its own 13-yard line, and on first down, a run off to the left, and Seaman is able to swallow that one up instantly. A huge loss on a quarterback sack. Cam Geitz goes down. It's Braden Colley who comes in and makes the stop. His 3rd sack of the season. It's a loss of 5. Second down and 15 for Emporia. And while the offense has been slow, Greg, this front 7 for Seaman's been tremendous so far.
Yeah, that was just flat-out speed to get Geitz. Geitz ended up trying to get that pitch off, but couldn't get extended and couldn't get the arms out to be able to get the pitch off.
2 receivers come out to the right, 2-back pistol on second down and 15. Ball on the far left hash. Geitz in the pistol. Takes a snap, design, roll to the right, pressure comes immediately. Geitz looking, trying to get out of the end zone, throws it up ahead to Trujillo. It's a little bit too high, too hot to handle, and incomplete. The pressure once again intense from a group of Vikings on that defensive line, bringing up third down and a mile for Emporia, still in a scoreless game in the first.
Yeah, and if I'm Seaman here too, pin your ears back, do what you did right there. Got a great push up front once again, really hassling Geitz right off the bat there. He's already fumbled the ball once on an attempted run. Now he's got 3rd and 15 at his own 9.
That sack by Colley just 2 plays ago was the 12th of the year for Seaman, averaging over 2 a contest so far in 2021. 2 receivers to the short side left on third down and 15. Snap to Geitz, design roll to the left this time. Pulls up, throws it back over the middle, completes it to Parker Leeds. He's beyond the line to gain, and that's a first down for Emporia. A tremendous throw that time by the senior quarterback. He's able to hit him up to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 16 and enough for an Emporia first down. That's the first down gained in this contest by either team.
Yeah, great out pattern there by Leeds. Defender just giving him enough cushion. Once he turned, knew where that first down marker was, got a couple of yards beyond it, and a strong throw by Geitz to get the first down.
Ball remains on the left hash. First down and 10 for Emporia. 8:13 to go in the first quarter. Clock stopped after the run out of bounds by Leeds. Top receiver for this Emporia team. Inside give on first down and 10 to the fullback Trujillo, who is able to power his way ahead, diving up to the 30-yard line. The initial spot will put him about a yard behind that at the 29. It's a pickup of 4. Second down and 6 now for Emporia.
Just power right there. Trujillo is awfully good at 6 foot 185. Plays a lot more powerful than that.
Approaching 100 yards rushing on the season. Has been an effective receiver as well. 9 catches, 89 yards, and a score through the air. Second down and 6. 7:40 to go in the first. Same formation with 2 receivers left in the pistol for Emporia. Inside give to Trujillo. This time he's got absolutely nowhere to go. Seaman blows the play up in an instant. Cameron Selbach came flying in from the weak side safety spot. Got some help from Kaysen Hazenkamp, the starting nose tackle. Third down and long again coming up for Emporia. That tackle made at the 28-yard line, so call it a loss of 1 and officially a third down and 7 for the Spartans.
Something to watch. Kaysen Stahlbaumer come out of the game. Looks like he is getting looked at there on the bench for Seaman. Just came out after that second down play.
Definitely significant to watch. Now back on the field, third down and 7, same formation for Emporia. Snap to Geitz, roll to the left. Pressure comes from Hazenkamp, and he takes him down to the turf, back inside the 20-yard line. Kaysen Hazenkamp, his 4th sack of the year for the second team All-Centennial League pick, and the Spartans will be forced to punt with 6:45 left in the first.
Boy, 10-yard loss on that play by Geitz. He tried to turn, but Hazenkamp was right there in his grill. He had no chances. He rolled out, kind of a semi-rollout to the left.
And Hazenkamp really came in unblocked. Alamang takes a bad snap, doesn't get much pressure though, sends it away. Aaron Merritt scoops it up. It's a fair catch called for inside the 45-yard line at the Emporia 43. So with 6:20 to go here in the first quarter, Seaman is going to start with tremendous field position again. 3 drives, Greg, all of which have started in Emporia territory. Now the Vikes are looking to cash in and actually score.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Third drive inside Emporia territory, no points so far.
Back out comes the offense, led by the senior Camden Barta. They come out with 2 receivers to the left. That includes Stahlbaumer in the slot left. On the left hash, in the pistol, single receiver to the right. Snap to Barta. It's an inside give and a big run right through the right side of the line. An excellent carry that time by Jack Bloom, who has become a more featured part of this running game in recent weeks. He sprints ahead up to the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Vikes, their first of the night.
That was a great run by Bloom. On that big run, nice to see over that right side of that offensive line, that younger offensive line too.
2x2 receiver set on first down and 10 for Seaman. Ball in the right hash. Wide side of the field is the left. Barta takes it, screen pass into the slot. He's able to hook up with his tight end. That's Braden Colley, who's able to drag a defender ahead up to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 7 yards on the first catch of the day for Colley, his 7th of the year.
Yeah, and first completion by Barta, 1 of 5 on the night for 7 yards. Aiden McGee, thank you.
So after that, misread a number there a moment ago. I had 20, it was 28, so my apologies on that one. So after the game there, that time on the pass to Colley, second down and 3 for Seaman. It is an inside give, and the running game just not there right now for the Vikings. And the carry by Jack Bloom, not able to gain too much in terms of yardage.
McGee. Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, we got a note here from the
Whoops,
Seaman
wrong
coaching
way.
staff. Very kind to correct my error on that one. So it is in the game, Jack Bloom carrying the ball for Seaman. On that carry, a loss of about a half a yard, setting up a third down and manageable, about a long 3 yards for the Seaman offense. Barta in the pistol. Inside handoff. Once again, Jack Bloom has an angle to the left, breaks through an ankle tackle, turns it up at the 15, and takes it to the farm. Touchdown, Seaman Vikings. The Vikes draw first blood, 4:44 to go in the first quarter. And an excellent run that time by Jack Bloom, sprinting through the defense, breaking a couple tackles, and taking it in for 6.
Yeah, that time it was the left side of the offensive line. And boy, did they bring some big holes there on that left side. And boy, that was big to be able to do that. Logan Cox, Kobe Jordan, give them credit for opening up the big hole for Jack Bloom for the 25-yard touchdown.
Wilhelm on for the extra point. The lefty will kick it from the 10-yard line to make it a 7-0 game. High snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the sidewinding kick is good. 4:44 to go in the first quarter. The Seaman Vikings strike first. They lead 7-0 over the Emporia Spartans on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Have you heard about Kasasa? Free
So just the 30 seconds?
checking should be. It's checking that's all about you. Get paid to bank at Invista for things you're probably already doing. Using your debit card, getting a direct deposit, receiving e-statements, free and rewarding. Yep, banking can actually be this good. Sorry if we ruined all other checking for you. Do life with Kasasa at Invista and switch to rewarding.
Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Don Pierce Field at Seaman Stadium. 4:44 to go in the first quarter, and the Seaman Vikings are able to strike first. A 4-play touchdown drive, takes 43 yards, 1:36 off the clock, capped off by a 25-yard touchdown run by Jack Bloom to put the Vikings up on top. The run game starting to develop a little bit on that last drive for Seaman.
Yeah, that's what you like to see, and getting good blocks on both sides. They had big run, 11-yard run on that first play. Then they had the 25-yard touchdown run later in the drive.
Wilhelm has it teed up at the 40-yard line, approaches it. The Seaman kicker sends it away, a short kick this time, and it is caught by Keys at the 10-yard line, heels at the 10. Now he turns it upfield, right up the center of the field. He is wrapped up and dragged down as he crosses the 25-yard line, nearing the 26, and that is where the Emporia offense will take over already with its 4th possession of this first period. Best starting field position as well for Emporia, up to the 26-yard line. The first time they've started beyond the 26, they had one other drive at the 20. So here comes Geitz and the offense again, an Emporia offense that on the season averaging 21 points a game. That is 8th out of 9 teams in the Centennial League, only ahead of Topeka West.
But so far, it's been the relentless Seaman defense that have just absolutely been in the grill of Cam Geitz this entire first quarter.
2 receivers to the short side right on first down and 10. That's Wojciak and Leeds. Pitch going to the left. Derek Key is the lead running back, and he is swallowed up in the backfield and taken down back at the 22-yard line. A loss of 4. The toss sweep going absolutely nowhere. Case and Stahlbomber, the strong safety, comes up, makes the stop. 2nd down and 14 for Emporia.
Minus 5 yards rushing for Keys, 2 yards rushing for Trujillo. Geitz minus 17 yards. So far, what has been a struggle for this Emporia run game.
Couple of sacks on that prior drive by the Seaman defense. Colley and Hazenkamp each picking up 1. That's now 3 for Colley and 4 for Hazenkamp on the year, both looking for some all-league, maybe all-area, all-state honors this season. 3 wide receivers come out on the left side of the field, ball between the hashes on 2nd down and 14. Geitz with a short roll to the left, trying to break through pressure, and he cannot! And for the 3rd time in this first quarter, the Vikings get home with a sack. Excellent play that time, breaking into the backfield. Hazenkamp was on the bottom of that pile among a bunch of Vikings who got in on the play. 3rd down and long now for Emporia. The line to gain is the 36-yard line, and the ball is all the way back at the 18.
We don't have a stopwatch with this, Brendan, but the amount of time Geitz has, it's got to be under 2 seconds before he's even had a chance to look downfield, because he is just getting handled right now by this Seaman defense.
Jordan, Hazenkamp, Colley, Gormley, Thomas, they are in the backfield instantly. 3rd down and long. Under center this time. Geitz drops back, throws it out to the flat on the left side, completes a pass, but not nearly enough. And an excellent tackle on the outside to slow down that play, and it will be another Emporia punt with 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Austin Tillman, the senior corner, came up and made that stop along the far sideline and make it a 4th down and long. Couple men back to return for Seaman again, and the 3rd punt of the game coming up for Alamang. Completion that time of just 5 yards for the Emporia offense and Geitz. High snap to Alamang. Pressure comes this time, but he gets it away. A low end-over-end kick, takes a high bounce. Seaman will return it, and thought there was a fair catch called for. Seaman trying to fake it out. That's Merritt, who sort of deked some of the coverage men for Emporia before taking it up past midfield. So a heady return that time by the leading punt returner for Seaman. And the Vikings now 4 drives, 4 possessions that start in Emporia territory. They mark him at the 48-yard line. 2:52 to go here in the first. Seaman trying to add on to this 7-point lead.
Now you got to start to get that momentum. You did well on that last drive, getting the score on the runs. And once again, 4th time in a row, 4 drives, 4 times you start inside Emporia territory.
2 receivers to the wide side left, single receiver right, a wing to the left, and Jack Bloom in the backfield in the pistol behind Barta. Barta calls out the signals, claps his hands, takes the snap. It's an inside give to Bloom, a little cutback, trying to find some area to run through. He carries defenders along with him to the 45 and down to the 42. That was just pure effort to get those extra 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, he carried 3, 4, 5 defenders for Emporia.
Up for a gain of 6 yards on the first down carry, and Bloom has been excellent here in this first quarter, Greg.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you like to see. Kid that's running hard and gaining the yards, grinding out the yards.
2nd down and 4, same formation for Seaman. Ball between the hashes this time. Once again, it's Bloom, a little counterplay in the backfield, dives up the middle. He's not able to get much. Right back to the original line of scrimmage at the 42-yard line, so no gain, setting up another manageable 3rd down for the Vikes. 3rd down and 4 as we approach the 2-minute mark in the first period. Vikings up by 7.
Well, they go quick. When they've been passing, it's just usually 1 step, maybe even no steps, and Barter, that football's out of his hands.
This time it's 2 receivers to the right, a wing in that direction as well. Bloom still in the backfield behind the quarterback, Barta, single receiver, Vargas to the left. Barta drops back, throws it, and he has an open target. He had Brody Gormley, but Gormley's not able to secure the catch. It pops out of his hands and is incomplete with 101 seconds left in this first quarter. Facing a 3rd and 4 at the 42-yard line. Greg, what are you doing here if you're head coach Jared Swafford?
I think you go for it here on 4th down. And for Gormley, that was a case of turning and looking to run before you actually catch the football. It went right through his hands, and now it's a 4th and manageable.
Minute 41 on the clock here in the first. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers light on 4th down and 4. Snap to Barta, short drop, looking to the left, has an open man. It's PJ Vargas, snags it at about the 36-yard line. That would be enough for a first down, and indeed it is. Excellent catch that time by the senior Vargas. His 11th catch of the year, breaks the 300-yard mark on the season. First down for the Vikes.
Yeah, simple right there. Kind of a sit-down pattern for Vargas. Gets it to the 37. It's enough, though. 5-yard gain for the first down.
Yeah, they call it 5 instead of 6 on that one. So a first down, first one of the drive for Seaman. And with this play, it is officially now the longest drive of the game of this first quarter for the Vikes. 5th play coming up. Ball on the near side, left hash. Moving from right to left across your radio dial. Snap to Barta. Fake handoff inside. Barta looking over the middle. Has Kaysen Stahlbomber, and he leads him a little bit too much. Stahlbomber came across on the slant right over the middle of the field, and Barta led him too far. Stahlbomber can't haul it in. It is now 2nd down and 10 for Seaman, and not the most efficient start to this game, Greg, for Camden Barta, usually a very efficient passer.
Yeah, just 2 of 8 in this first quarter for just 12 yards so far there, and a lot of it, it's quick. I mean, you're not keeping that ball in Barta's hands for very long.
2nd down and 10 for the Vikes. On the left hash, 2 receivers to the short side left, including Stahlbomber in the slot. And we've got a whistle and a flag on the far right side. Another play that is called dead before we even get it off, and it will move the Vikings back again. The 2nd procedural penalty on the offensive line for Seaman tonight. This time it'll set up a 2nd and 15.
And now you really are in more of a passing situation, albeit you've had some success running the football with Jack Bloom, but more than likely they're going to try to get a chunk of this 2nd and 15 back.
2x2 receiver set on 2nd down and 15. Bloom in the backfield. Barta claps his hands, takes the snap, looking left, throws in the flat. PJ Vargas again, high throw. He's able to haul it in, gets up to about the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 8 for Vargas, and it's going to set up a much more manageable 3rd down here for the Vikes. A 3rd down and about 6, maybe 7 yards to go.
Yeah, smart way to look at it. Just get a chunk back. You don't have to get it all back. And now it opens up the playbook a lot more to have a lot more options.
A lot of trust there in the senior receiver Vargas. Seaman sprints right back to the line. 18 seconds on the play clock. Just about a minute to go in the first quarter. Vikes up by 7. 2x2 receiver set again on 3rd down. Barta looking left again, launching it deep for PJ Vargas, and a little bit too much air under it. Leads him out of bounds and incomplete. Seaman continues to go for the home run ball. It has not quite been there, though. Another incompletion for Barta, and it's 4th down and about 7 for the Vikes.
Yeah, it's the 2nd time going for it on the sideline, one in the far part of the end zone that, Barta was just a bit off. Now just 3 of 10 on the day, and it's definitely 4-down territory.
Seaman sprints to the line. Empty set here on 4th down and 7. Barta, 3-step drop, rolls to the right. Pressure comes. He's able to get away from it. Looking deep, looking as he approaches the sideline. Fires it, going for the end zone. It is up, tipped, and incomplete. 3 Spartans in the area. He was looking for Case and Stahlbomber. That play never quite developed. The ball falls to the turf, incomplete. And for the second time in this first quarter, Greg, the Vikes turn the ball over on downs. That time an 8-play drive, and they cannot cash in.
Yeah, one of the things you're always taught as a receiver, if your quarterback rolls out, you find an open spot. And not a good job there by their receivers to be able to do that. They had to try to throw it long. That time it was tipped away. Ball would have probably come up just a bit short as well, but a good job there by the Emporia defense. 4 times, Brendan, Seaman has started in Emporia territory, and they only have 7 points to show for it here late in the first quarter.
It's a 7-point lead for the Vikings. 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. Best starting field position for Emporia at its own 34-yard line. The Spartans moving from left to right across your radio dial. They come out with a 2x2 receiver set, ball between the hashes. Cam Geitz, the senior quarterback, takes the snap, and the snap is fumbled in exchange to the running back, and it looks like Seaman may have dived back on top of it. No, Geitz is able to rip it away. I'm not sure how he got that away from Case and Hazenkamp, but somehow he did. Second and long for the Spartans.
He's lucky to be able to do that, because a poor job there getting it out of the belly, and it just popped out, and so you ended up losing 4 on that play, which it easily could have been Seaman getting the ball right back.
Nose of the ball now just behind the 30-yard line of Emporia. And instead of a potentially manageable 2nd and 3rd down sequence, it's 2nd down and long. Pistol again on 2nd down and 14. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for Emporia. Geitz has pressure right in his face. Hazenkamp again, sprinting right through the A-gap and wrangling the quarterback for Emporia down to the turf for the 2nd time tonight. 5 sacks now on the year for Hazenkamp, and he has been a menace for the Emporia offensive line.
Yeah, nobody stopped Hazenkamp on a loss of 7 yards on that play, and we're going to end the first quarter.
A huge loss on now what is the 3rd sack of the night for the Seaman defense, and we will head to the second quarter. Vikings lead the Emporia Spartans 7-0. 3rd down for Emporia coming up on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Hi, this is Aiden. I'm a safe student at Rossville High, and I want to remind you that seatbelts are for everyone. Every time you get in your vehicle, make sure you and your passengers are buckled up. Even if you're not going very fast or very far, you still need to wear a seatbelt. Day or night, on the highway or back roads, a seatbelt is your best protection in case of a crash, no matter what kind of vehicle you drive. Follow SafeKS or Drive Safe Kansas on Twitter and other social media platforms. Buckle up and drive safe.
There's a lot of confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID, with guidelines and regulations changing by the week. You need an accurate thermometer for your family to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no scientific studies.
Hey, AJ, you can fade this out and bring it back to us.
The fever that might mean COVID.
Welcome back to Seaman Stadium and Don Pierce Field. Brendan Dworzinski, Greg Akagi with you on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. After 1, it is the Seaman Vikings with 7, the Emporia Spartans with 0. Emporia facing a 3rd down and 15 to go following the 3rd sack of the night for Seaman. Check that the scoreboard has not been updated. It is far more than 15 yards to go. Ball is at the 22-yard line. The line to gain is the 43, so call it a 3rd down and 21. Snap to Cam Geitz, roll out to the right, bubble screen into the flat, completes the pass to Parker Leeds. Leeds trying to break through a tackle, dives beyond the 25-yard line. He's not able to get any more than that, though, and it's a 4th down and forever coming up for the Emporia offense, and that will send the punt team back out again for Keaton Tuttle's group. That will make that the 4th punt already in the contest for Emporia. We're just 20 seconds into the second quarter.
Yeah, and once again, get it out of the hands of Cam Geitz as quick as you can, because of the harassing Seaman defense that has caused all sorts of havoc for him tonight.
Alamang on to punt it again for Emporia. Gets it away. It is a high kick. It bounces. Takes an Emporia bounce. Hits off of a Seaman player, and the Vikings are able to dive back on top of it at their own 45-yard line. Risky punt coverage that time. It's Austin Tillman who bumped into the ball but then is able to recover it. So Seaman will start with its worst starting field position of the game. Its own 45-yard line tells you how much that hidden yardage has played a factor in this one so far, Greg. 11:16 to go in the first half. Vikes now trying to add on to their 7-0 lead.
So let's see what they want to do here. Maybe run the football to start here. Tillman just 3 of 11 in that first quarter for 20 yards.
Last 6 plays for Seaman, all passes for Camden Barta. Senior quarterback takes a snap. This time it is a handoff, bouncing off to the right. Jack Bloom is snowed under. He gets back to the line, maybe a half a yard, and that is all. Been a boom or bust day for the Vikings offense running the ball. A couple big plays, a couple short ones as well. Second down and a short 10 coming up for Seaman.
76 yards total offense in the first quarter for Seaman. Emporia minus 4 yards of total offense.
Ball's on the right hash. That's the near side of the field as the Vikings move from left to right as you listen. 2 receivers and a wing to the left. Barta in the pistol, throws it, bubble screen to the left, has Kason Stahlbomber in the slot, breaking outside, has a block, puts his shoulder down, dives beyond the 50-yard line, and is going to set up a third down and much more manageable up to the 49. It's a gain of 6, bringing up third down and 4 for Seaman, and maybe, Greg, those shorter passes, those bubble screens will get Barta in a little bit more of a rhythm.
Yeah, and that's, I think, let them create, let Gormley create, let Stahlbomber, colleague, Vargas create, because they've been doing a good job and getting good blocks from the receivers, too.
Ball at the Emporia 49. The Emporia 45 is the line to gain. 2 receivers and a wing to the left again. Ball on the left hash. This time it's an inside give to Jack Bloom, and Bloom's got absolutely nowhere to go. Bobby Trujillo again for Emporia, flying through the offensive line to make a stop at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 4th down and 4 for Seaman. Still leading by a touchdown with under 10 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and this is looks like they may punt the football.
They send Brody Gormley, the ex-wide receiver, back to his own 33-yard line, and he will punt this one away. Caden Wojciak back to return the punt, and Seaman just has not been able to get anything going offensively, save for that 25-yard touchdown run by Jack Bloom. Gormley awaits it. Good snap. Very little pressure comes. He gets it away. A high kick into the North Topeka Knight, a spiraling kick. It bounces out of bounds just past the Emporia 15-yard line. And I think that is about where this possession will start. They walk it off a few extra yards up to the 17. So still an effective punt that time. 32 yards on the kick by Gormley. And Emporia will start inside its own 20-yard line for the 4th time in this first half.
You know, Brendan, you talked about quick passes for Camden Barta. I think it's the same for Cam Geitz, but for completely different reasons. One, just to save your quarterback, I think, is the biggest thing, to get it out of, if you're going to pass the ball, to get it out of his hands as quick as you can, because he's been harassed and he has had 0 time to throw the football.
On Emporia's first 5 drives of this contest, 4 punts and a lost fumble. Spartans trying to find some sort of offensive momentum. They come out in the eye, and it is an inside quarterback keeper by Geitz trying to find some sort of momentum. That's one way to make sure you don't get sacked, Greg. You just let the quarterback dive into the line. It's a gain of 2 for the quarterback Geitz. Not much of a runner, but a semi-effective play there. 2nd down and 8.
I think just to get them something that's manageable, not 3rd and 21 and 3rd and 18 and all the longer distances they've had there in the first quarter.
Anything to keep this defensive line for Seaman from penetrating right off the snap. Geitz once again goes back under center I formation. Derek Keys is the deep back. Bobby Trujillo, the fullback. Just about 2 yards behind Geitz. Single receiver to the left, single receiver to the right. Geitz this time, it's a handoff to Keys. Tries bouncing outside, and he's going to lose a yard. Back to the 18-yard line. Tremendous pursuit that time on the backside of the play. Kobe Jordan in there among others for Seaman, and it's once again a 3rd down and long. Call it 3rd and 9 for Emporia with 8:24 on the clock.
Yeah, that was a great job defensively. They're not giving them anything as far as gaps are concerned to run through. He had a bounce at the outside. That great backside pursuit, as you said. Jordan, I saw Selbach back there as well from his linebacker position.
Single receiver comes out to the right. A single receiver, Parker leads to the left as well. Still the I formation for Emporia on 3rd down and 9. Geitz barks up the signals, turns around, play fake and a roll to the right. Pressure comes from behind, throws it down the sideline, rips a rocket down the right sideline, and it's too hot to handle for his tight end, Kyle Obermeyer. Pressure was coming from the blind side by Brody Gormley as well. It's an incomplete throw for Geitz and another punting predicament for the Spartans, who just cannot get anything going. Neither offense has developed much, but especially so for Emporia against this Seaman defense.
Yeah, both sides have reason to be frustrated. One, Emporia cannot get anything generated offensively, and Seaman, with the great field position they've had, only right now have scored 7 points.
3 consecutive 3-and-outs for the Spartans. 2 men deep once again for the Vikings. It's Merritt and Bloom. High snap to Alamang. Gets his right foot into it as pressure comes. End-over-end kick. It's caught by Bloom at the 48-yard line. Has a little bit of room to run. Starts to the middle. Now bounces out to the right, looking for a hole. Gets up to the 35-yard line. Approaches the 30 as Wojciak takes him out of bounds. But great starting field position once again for Seaman after an excellent return by Jack Bloom. He's been the best player in this game, at least offensively and on special teams for Seaman. They mark him out at the 30-yard line. So just 30 yards to go for pay dirt for the Vikes, already leading 7-0.
Yeah, 5 out of the 6 drives start in Emporia territory. And this is where we go back to the consistency factor of being able to getting great field position, being able to get points off that great field position.
Sixth possession of this first half for Seaman. 5 have started in enemy territory. Bubble screen to the left. Case Stahl bomber in the left slot is able to gain a couple of yards inside the 30. He gets down to about the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Caden Wojciak, the strong safety, leading secondary tackler for Emporia this year, makes the stop after the short gain. Kyle Obermeyer in on the cleanup as well. 2nd down and 7 for the Vikes.
5 of 13 passing for Barta for just 29 yards, where last week, like you said, less than 100 yards passing on 10 completions.
2nd down and 7 for Seaman, moving from left to right across your radio dial, this time with the ball on the left hash. The wide side of the field is the right. They come out with 2 receivers on that side of the field, including Stahlbomber in the slot. Sprint option going to the right. Barta looking, is going to keep it, bounces outside, turns it up inside the 25, and we've got a flag way late in the play as Barta dives ahead, gets up to the 23-yard line. As it stands, it's a gain of 4 pending the flag.
It's in the area of holding. And more than likely, it's going to be or a block in the back against I think it's against Gormley, one of the receivers on the outside.
So it's a gain of 4 for Barta, and they will mark off the penalty from there. So with the flag, they move it back to the 35-yard line. So it happened 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, 2 yards behind where the play ended. And it sets up a 2nd down and 15 for Seaman, leading 7-0. 2 receivers left, single receiver right on 2nd down and 15. Snap to Barta, 2-step drop, looking, pressure comes up the middle. He's trying to dance through it. He's able to lean ahead, has some room to run along the near right sideline, and he's escorted out of bounds just beyond the 30. He's able to carry it up to the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 8 and another 3rd down and manageable to long for Seaman. 6:48 left here in the first half. Vikes still up 7, trying to find that 2nd touchdown.
Yeah, even though Barta couldn't find anything, able to pick a lane. He didn't have much of a lane, but he's able to pick a lane, find the route to the outside to get some of that yardage back.
Just half the play clock gone, and Seaman runs right back to the line. 2-by-1 receiver set, tight end left as well. That's Braden Colley. Bloom in the backfield. Snap to Barta. No drop. Pressure comes. He runs right between it. He gets grabbed as he forces his way ahead. Gets up to the 25-yard line. That's a short gain that time, about 2 yards, and it is 4th down and 5 for Seaman. And it looks like the special teams unit's going to come on, and that includes the place kicker, Gavin Wilhelm, who after the 2-yard carry by the quarterback Barta will attempt just his 4th field goal of the year, but he's 3 for 3 so far. One of the best kickers in the Centennial League this season, 3 for 3 on field goals, 23 of 26, make that 24 of 27 on extra points. And it's a long one this time, Greg. This will be a 42-yard attempt with 5:50 to go in the first half. Snap is low. The hold is late. The kick by Wilhelm is up, and it just barely clears the crossbar. Good. From 42 yards out, it hung in the air for an eternity before finally dropping through. 4th made field goal of the year for Wilhelm. 5:42 left in the first half. Seaman extends the lead to 10-0 over the Emporia Spartans. Back after this on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
You've got job openings. You need people. We've got people, thousands of them. We're recruiting. The 1-2 punch of radio plus digital is unbeatable. Alpha Media radio stations like this one offer big reach. Combine that with the depth of our highly targetable digital marketing strategies and tactics, and boom! Radio makes digital more clickable. Take the next step toward being at full staff. Go to WIBWNewsNow.com and click on Radio is Red Hot for recruiting.
Welcome back to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW and FM News 104.9. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you at Seaman Stadium in North Topeka. 5:42 to go in the first half. The Seaman Vikings 10, the Emporia Spartans nothing. A 4-play field goal kicking drive for Seaman, ending in a 42-yard field goal by Gavin Wilhelm, clearing the crossbar. As Greg mentioned pregame, no wind at all in the capital city tonight, and he was still able to push it over to make it a 2-score lead for the Vikes. Wilhelm now on the ensuing kickoff sends it away, high end-over-end kick. It bounces at the 2-yard line and just kind of dies there. Emporia will have to pick it up and run. Derek Keys has a lane up the middle of the field. Stutter step at the 15-yard line, turns on the Jets at the 20. Now he's racing upfield and is caught from behind and brought down before he could really break that one off. Excellent job that time. Callan Barta, the sophomore on the coverage team, is able to bring him down. And once again, decent starting field position for Emporia. The Spartans will start at their own 33-yard line with about 5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, trailing by 10.
So now for Emporia, getting literally any type of momentum on an offensive drive. They have not been able to this entire first half so far with 5.5 minutes left to go.
Sacked over and over and over so far in this first half. 3 of them and a couple of TFLs as well. Out of the pistol on first down and 10. Inside give to the fullback, Bobby Trujillo. Carries a defender along with him as he angles off to the right. He's pulled down to the turf at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of just 2 as the clock continues to wind.
Trujillo, the leading rusher, 4 carries, just 4 yards on the night.
2 yards ahead of Cam Geitz, diving ahead for just 2 yards, and that might have been the most effective run of the game so far for this Emporia offense, which has not been able to muster any sort of momentum. Ball just inside the far right hash on second down and 8. 2 receivers to the wide side left. Once again, it is a pistol set and an option keeper going to the right for Geitz, and he is bottled up instantly, and he's going to lose a yard back to the 34-yard line. Just no room to run at all. And once a play, Greg, gets extended to one of the sidelines, Seaman has converged for a tackle throughout this contest.
Yeah, that's the big thing. He went on an option to be able to do that, and he got ran down from behind. Outstanding play by Nick Golvis, who was able to just run him down from behind and not able to. Once again, that's the second time he's been run down from behind on an option play.
2 drives in a row now. Run to start off the possession on first and second down. We'll see if a pass follows suit here on third down and 9 for Emporia. Geitz, sprint option going to the right, keeps it this time. Late pitch. He flips it out to Keys with a stutter step, high stepping past the 35-yard line. He's muscled out at the 38. It's a gain of 4, not nearly enough. 4th down and 5 coming up for Emporia with 4:07 left in the second quarter. And once again, it is sideline to sideline where Seaman is just dominating. That time the inside linebacker, Bryson Vaughter, gets out there, hits Keys, knocks him out of bounds, and forces 4th down.
Yeah, Keaton Tuttle tried to change it up to see if they could generate anything and got a little bit more, but obviously not enough for a first down and not enough to go for it on 4th.
Make that 4 straight 3-and-outs for Emporia and 5 times in this first half on 7 possessions. Punt is away by Alamang. Fair catch called for by Jack Bloom. He parks it at his own 35-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will take over. 4:02 left in this first half. Seaman leading 10-0. So Greg, now with this Seaman offense out there, got a little bit of momentum with that last drive with Wilhelm kicking the long field goal. What do they have to do to try to get going and create a little bit of a spark that's been missing throughout this first half?
I think a lot of it goes on to Camden Barta, just getting him back into a consistent rhythm, be it the short pass or a run or whatever the case is, to get him going to have a good end of the first half.
2x2 receiver set. Motion comes from Kason Stahlbommer. Fly sweep going from right to left. He's trying to get around one defender, Trujillo, and he's not able to do so. Dropped for a big loss. Trujillo has been an absolute superstar in this game. He's able to knock down Stahlbommer for a loss of 5 yards back to the 30. Significant on that play, Greg. A high snap really threw off the timing.
Yeah, and especially on fly sweeps or anything like that, if you're not able to get the timing right, and that's exactly what happens, and it takes out your blocking angles and what they're able to do, trying to hold the blocks, and Stahlbommer tried to get something, not able to.
Second down and 15 for Seaman. Ball on the left hash. That's the far side of the field as you listen. Seaman moving from left to right across your radio dial. They come out with 3 receivers to the wide side right of the field. That's Selbach in the backfield, and we've got a whistle and another procedural penalty against the Vikes. That is the 3rd time in this first half there's been a false start against Seaman, and instead of 1st and 15, then 2nd and 15, now it's 2nd down and 20.
Yeah, I think they got it again, actually against the running back, just starting a hair too early, but something you need to clean up because now 2nd and 15 becomes 2nd and 20.
That was Cam Selbach who's whistled that time coming out of the backfield. 2nd down and 20, and we've got a timeout called on the field. We'll take it with them. 3:17 to go in the second quarter. Seaman with the ball facing 2nd and 20, leading Emporia 10-0 on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Have you heard about Kasasa? Free checking, cash rewards, the way checking should be. It's checking that's all about you. Get paid to bank at Invista for things you're probably already doing. Using your debit card, getting a direct deposit, receiving e-statements, free and rewarding. Yep, banking can actually be this good. Sorry if we ruined all other checking for you. Do life with Kasasa at Invista and switch to rewarding.
Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Seaman Stadium. Brendan Dworzinski, Greg Akagi with you. 3:17 to go in the first half. Seaman taking its first time out of the opening 24 minutes. The Vikes lead 10-0. The 3-2 Vikings lead the 1-4 Spartans, I should specify, 10-0 in this one. After the 3rd false start of this first half, it's 2nd down and 20 for Seaman. Longest play of this first half, a 25-yard touchdown run by Jack Bloom, and that has really been it for the explosiveness for either offense. Empty set on 2nd and 20, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the short side left, a throw to the left. It's completed this time by Barta. He's able to find his target along the far sideline, and it is a gain of about 9 yards, so a solid pickup right there. He's able to hit P.J. Vargas, who's been a busy man in this first half. He's up beyond 300 yards on the season, a solid gain there, and it's 3rd down and far more manageable now. It's 3rd and about 10.
3rd reception for Vargas, 22 yards, and they're right back up to the line.
Seaman hurrying here with under 3 to play until halftime. Barta claps his hands, high snap, 3-step drop, looking into the flat, completes a pass to Stahlbomber, carries a defender with him, and he is brought down with a German suplex at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 yards. 4th down and 6 now for Seaman, and what seems to be a punting situation, and indeed, that is the unit coming out on the field. The lead stays at 10 for Seaman with 2.5 to go until the break. Emporia will get the ball back here, Greg, with all 3 timeouts, but before they can worry about the time, they've got to figure out how to move the ball.
Yeah, and if you're going to throw the football, which one would think you would, depending on what this Gormley punt does, you have had big struggles tonight trying to find any type of rhythm in this offense.
3rd 3 and out of this first half for Seaman. No pressure comes on the punt. Gormley gets it away. A high, sky-high punt. Bounces at the 25 of Emporia and takes a huge roll for Seaman, rolling all the way down to the Emporia 11-yard line. A 49-yard kick by Gormley to flip the field, and now Emporia will start in the shadow of its own goalpost with under 2 minutes left until the break, trailing by 10.
Yeah, now you have to be careful just because of the fact that you're almost backed up to your end zone. I think that's the big thing right now is what are they going to do for Keaton Total? This really shows you need to throw the football, but are you going to be able to, knowing the pressure that they have gotten against them?
And Greg, you mentioned earlier, maybe it's the short passing game they have to lean on here. 2 receivers to the short side right of the field. Ball is on the far right hash on 1st down and 10 as Emporia moves from right to left as you listen. It is an inside give, and Trujillo is trying to fight, gets spun around, runs with his back to the defense, and he is dragged down after a loss of a yard. He had just absolutely nowhere to go on that one.
Yeah, it's good penetration up front once again along that defensive front.
They've been trying to work that fullback, going with a quick handoff to not allow that defensive line to penetrate at all, and it still really hasn't worked.
Yeah, you should even see new players in there as well. See sophomore Garrett Griffin in there at defensive tackle.
Before the game, head coach Jared Swafford told us that he really wants to get a deeper rotation with that defensive line, and it's paying off in spades in this one. Minute 15 and counting to go in the first half. Snap to Geitz. Once again, it is a sprint option going to the right, flips it out to Derek Keys, and Keys bottled up, taken down. The ball pops out late. Seaman recovers. Stahlbomber with the scoop, and Stahlbomber with the score. The fumble by Keys. The strong safety scoops it up takes it in, and Seaman's got its second touchdown of the night. 1:03 left until halftime, and the Vikes extend the lead to 16-0 over Emporia.
Well, I'll tell you what, if your offense, which has had issues tonight, not able to do that, created on defense, that's the second fumble tonight that was lost by Emporia, the third fumble that they've had overall. But this time, boy, what a job there with 1:03 left as Stahlbaumer picks it up, runs it in from about, well, we'll say 6 yards out, 5 yards out for a 5-yard fumble return.
One of the most big play targets offensively in the Centennial League, makes the big play defensively that time, popping it out, taking it in for the touchdown. Now Gavin Wilhelm on for the extra point. High snap. The hold is down. The kick is a low, wobbly line drive, and it is good. 1:03 to go in the first half, and Seaman now up 3 scores over the Emporia Spartans, 17-0, and that seems pretty darn fitting, Greg, that it's the defense that comes up with the latest Seaman score.
Yeah, and one of the things they're doing on the option, well, you're supposed to do in the option, string it out. Don't let them go upfield. String it out side to side. They've done a great job in that. There are, 2 or 3 or 4 defenders there in that path, and they're able to pop that ball out of Keys' hands. And now for Keaton Tuttle, that's even a double issue. It's like, okay, our offense, we can't do anything. Our defense, and now we can't hang on to the football. That's the second fumble that they've lost tonight.
17-0, Seaman leads. Coming up at halftime, we'll get you a drive and scoring summary from this first half, scoring all in favor of Seaman. So far in this one, Vikes up 17-0. We'll also get you stats from the first half and a look at the 580 Prep scoreboard as well. In a busy week 6 around Northeast Kansas and around the state as a whole. Gavin Wilhelm getting ready to kick it away toward the south end zone. That's from left to right as you listen. The lefty approaches, kicks it away. It is a high pooch kick this time, and it bounces to the 28-yard line. It's a live ball, scooped up by Keys for Emporia. Keys looking for somewhere to run, gets hit right in the solar plexus and taken down at the 31-yard line with 58 seconds left until the halftime break. Coming up now, Greg, this is the 9th offensive possession of the first half for Emporia. They continue to get the ball, and they just can't make anything happen with it. Their longest drive was 6 plays. That ended in a punt early in the first quarter. Ever since then, they've had 4 3-and-outs and then a fumble returned for a touchdown the last time out.
Yeah, and it's just anything they've tried, Keaton Tuttle has tried, has not gone anywhere, or they lose the football twice.
Emporia back to the I formation on 1st down and 10. 3 timeouts still in their pocket. It's a give to the deep man, Derek Keys, running behind his center, and he's actually able to gain a handful of yardage. Knee went down at the 33-yard line. He bounces up for an extra yard or 2, but he's marked down initially at the 33, and we've got a timeout on the field. The clock stops with a little over 40 seconds. The scoreboard continues to wind, so we'll get a correction there. We'll keep it right here with you. Seaman leading 17-0 over Emporia. And now, Greg, depending on how this drive goes, it has been a tough go of it for Emporia, turning the ball over so far in this first half. Maybe Seaman's banking on ripping this one away again.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the confidence to be able to do that. Right now, they shouldn't think that Emporia is going to throw the football, because I think they've had the propensity right now that I think Keaton Tuttle may be a little bit afraid to be able to do that just because of the fact of how much his quarterback has been harassed tonight.
How about this, Greg? This is, as I mentioned, the 9th offensive possession for Emporia in this half. They have 1 called pass play on a 1st down to start a drive in this game. That ended in a 5-yard sack, the first of the game for Braden Colley. So all those possessions and really the play calling, no matter what the formation is, has been kind of stagnant.
Yeah, very much so. And really, I didn't mean fancy. When they've tried option plays, that hasn't gone well for them either.
They reset the clock to 47 seconds. Geitz hands it off. Derek Keys, it's a late handoff, and Keys is just blown up in the backfield. That play was dead on arrival back at the 29-yard line. That is a loss. In fact, they might mark that even a yard behind that. The line judge is back at the 28. Headlinesman at the 29, and they will correct it to the 29. So it's a loss of 4 on the give. That play was way too slow to develop, and Seaman takes advantage of it.
It's amazing what they're being able to do.
Yeah, difficulty here for Emporia. They're not able to have any sort of balance with their offense. They would like to throw the ball with the senior quarterback Geitz, but they just don't have time to do so. And that's a credit to the Seaman defensive line on how well they've played throughout this first half.
It does show that Seaman has 1 timeout, but didn't they not take a timeout on offense earlier?
They did take one earlier. The timeout counter has actually marked one off for Emporia. So there's some timeout that was accounted for that was assessed to a team we were not aware of. Because as far as we have been informed, all 3 timeouts that have been called in this first half were by Seaman.
Yeah.
But as the official tally here at Seaman Stadium marks off, there's still 1 left. So still a timeout available for Seaman to stop this clock, and that's a huge advantage here for the Vikes.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
They come out with 4 down linemen, 2 back pistol set on 3rd down and long. It is a handoff to Keys. Keys trying to angle to the right, and he is smothered and covered in the backfield. He's able to get up to the 30 before he is thrown back another 3 yards. They'll give him 1 on the carry as the clock ticks down to 23 seconds and winding. No timeout coming, so we might be able to assume then, Greg, there was
that Seaman was at a timeout.
Yeah, a miscommunication on who called the timeouts and when. We're down to 10 seconds, and that will be the final play of this first half. A first half dominated by the Seaman Vikings, specifically by the Seaman defense and defensive line. They will head into the break with a 17-0 lead over the Emporia Spartans in what is a big game for Seaman near the top of the table in Class 5A East here in Week 6. With that, we'll take a timeout. When we come back on our halftime show, we'll get you a drive and scoring summary from the first half. Greg's got your first half stats, and we'll take a look at the 580 Prep scoreboard as well.
Hi, this is Brennan. I'm a safe student at Shawnee Heights High School, and I want to remind you that seatbelts are for everyone and that going fast can lead to disaster.
Cancer Research Center. Please join us in the fight. Make your gift at cancer.ksu.edu and get your shirt for K-State's Fighting for a Cure Day on October the 16th. You can help K-State fight cancer and help save a life. I'm Bill Snyder, and I thank you very much for your support.
You've got job openings. You need people. We've got people, thousands of them. For recruiting, the 1-2 punch of radio plus digital is unbeatable. Alpha Media radio stations like this one offer big reach. Combine that with the depth of our highly targetable digital marketing strategies and tactics, and boom! Radio makes digital more clickable. Take the next step toward being at full staff. Go to WIBWNewsNow.com and click on Radio is Red Hot for recruiting.
Hi, this is Brennan. I'm a SAVE student at Shawnee Heights High School, and I want to remind
You know
you
the
that
other thing.
seatbelts are for everyone, and that over the speed limit means you have less time to stop for pedestrians, animals, or anything else in the road. Speeding also makes it harder to take a curve without you and your vehicle ending up in the ditch. Follow Safe KS and Drive Safe Kansas on Twitter and other social media. Buckle up and drive safe.
Back at Don Pierce Field at Seaman Stadium, Brendan Dworzinski, Greg Akagi with you on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW. Fourth down and an eternity coming up for the Emporia Spartans. Officially, it is a fourth down and 34, and sophomore punter Alex Alamang will have to kick it from about 8 yards deep in his own end zone. The deep men, Bloom and Merritt for Seaman, are standing at the Emporia 35. High snap, and the punt will never come. Another 2 points for the Seaman Vikings, this time on special teams with a safety and a snap over the punter's head. Alamang, not very tall, standing at just 5'8". That snap would have been too high if he was 6'2", and that makes it 22-0 Vikings over the Spartans. And Seaman is in full control here with 3:12 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, how poetic in some aspects of what happened there. Just high snap, and like you said, he had to be about 5-6 inches taller for him to grab that snap. He didn't even have a chance to try and get that snap, and 22-0. Emporia will have to either punt or kick the football back to Seaman.
Emporia already has a loss this season in which they gave up exactly 22 points. That was back on night one, week one of the season at Hayden High School, a game you heard over on our sister station, Country 106.9. The Hayden Wildcats beat Emporia 22-2, one of the more unique scores you will see in a high school football game. Seaman trying to add on to its 3-touchdown lead now, following what will be a free kick from Alamang and the Spartans. Seaman already up by 3 touchdowns with a 2-point conversion mixed in. Seaman, meanwhile, the fewest points that the Vikes have scored this season, 16 in an overtime loss to Junction City. Back in week 3. Last week, they had just 21. They're averaging 40 per game on the year. That's second in the Centennial League. Another touchdown here not only would put this game on ice, but would help them get closer to their season average. Alamang has the ball teed up for the post-safety free kick. It's teed at the 20-yard line. So the return men for Seaman are scattered about at about their own 40-yard line. Alamang approaches line drive kick, and he gets plenty of leg into it, sends it over the head of Jack Bloom. It keeps bouncing, and it's all the way inside the 10-yard line down to the 4. Now Bloom has to turn it up, heads to the right sideline, looking for a hole. He's got one, passes the 20, passes the 25, takes it up to the 30, and an excellent return by Bloom that time. What could have been a disaster for the Seaman special teams ends up being one of the best kick returns for either team in the contest. He takes it to the 32-yard line. That's a return of 28 yards, setting up a first down for Seaman, leading by 22, 3:05 left in the third.
I hate to say this, but was that the highlight of the night for Emporia, that Alamang kicked it that far?
It might have been. It has been such a struggle offensively. They have had a couple nice defensive plays, but special teams-wise, it absolutely was. First down and 10 for Seaman, moving from left to right across your radio dial. Trips receivers come out to the left on first down and 10. Sprint option going to the left. A toss play. Cameron Selbach takes it. Starts to the left. Now reverses course all the way back to the right and has some room to run. Up to the 35. He's pushed out of bounds as he crosses the 40-yard line up to about the 42. There is a flag way behind the play, though. It's a gain of 9.5, 10 yards if it stands, and it, unfortunately for Seaman, is not going to stand.
Yeah, you take that long, and then you reverse the field, trying to have players hold on to their blocks like that. And unfortunately, that's where you get a lot of holds that are called.
They did indeed hold on to the block, but to a violating degree. So instead of a tremendous highlight of the night kind of run that time by Cameron Selbach, the Vikings will face a first down and long. That's something, Greg, that Jared Swafford has talked to us about over the season. This Seaman team, they've had a very successful year, but little things they need to clean up. I feel like the penalties, specifically the pre-snap ones in this game, really stand out in that regard.
Yeah, indeed they have, having 3 procedure calls in this game.
First down and 20 now for Seaman. Snap to Barta, does not take a drop, throws it into the flat, completes a pass to Kason Stahlbomber, who is hit immediately as he turns around and falls forward up to the 32-yard line. So a gain back to the original line of scrimmage.
Actually, that was Vaughter.
So Bryson Vaughter with the catch on that one. That is the first catch of the year for the junior backup tight end, Bryson Vaughter. And a good gain that time back to the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 10. Second down and 10 now, following the penalty and the solid pickup. Press man coverage across the board for the Emporia defense, and we've got a whistle and another snap that is called dead, and another penalty against Seaman.
What did you just talk about, Brendan?
Those penalties that keep moving them back, and that is now, Greg, 2 just on this drive. 1 during a play and another one pre-snap. They've now had 2 of those here in the second half, and they're up to a half a dozen for the game.
So something that can definitely be cleaned up, because that's just more discipline than anything else.
Seaman does lead 22-0, 2:15 and counting to go in the third quarter. If you've been keeping score at home, this drive has gone from 1st and 10 to 1st and 20 to 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 15, and that's where we stand here. Snap to Barta. Hands it off. It's an inside give and a short carry this time, back to about the 31-yard line. It's Cameron Selbach on the carry. His first one of the day that actually counts. Setting up a third down and about 11 yards to go from the 31. The line to gain is the Seaman 42 as we approach the 1:45 mark in the third quarter. So a short gain that time by Selbach, who's also the backup quarterback for the Seaman team. 1-by-3 receiver set. The 3 receivers to the field side. That's the right. 5-step drop for Barta. Now he has to roll to the right. Pressure comes, tries to step through the pressure, is able to do so, but only for so long, and he is tripped up from behind for a sack. Excellent pursuit that time by the defensive line for Emporia. Barta a little bit slow to get up, but eventually he does. Sack that time for the Spartans, collected by Robert Alaman Wesley, the freshman coming through, a sizable freshman, 6'3", 245. He records the sack, and Seaman will have to punt. There's also a flag on the play for a hold, but it is declined. So a lot going on that one snap, and it will end regardless, Greg, in a punt for the Vikes.
Someone almost forgot to tell the other official who was starting to walk off the penalty that it was declined.
So a 4th down and long for Seaman. The ball back at the 25-yard line, so a sack of 6 and a 3-and-out for the Vikes, and the first punt for Seaman in this second half with 1:18 on the clock in the third quarter. Vikes up 22-0. Snap is a good one. Sent away by Brody Gormley, a high wobbling kick that turns to end over end, bounces at the 46-yard line, takes a slight bounce for Emporia, and it's quickly downed by Seaman. Good job that time by Jack Bloom to kill it at the 46-yard line of Emporia. Mark that actually at the 44. That's a unique spot. 1:10 to go here in the third quarter. I'm not sure if I missed something there, Greg, but the ball was not touched on that side of the 45.
No, it bounced, but it bounced backward closer towards the 50.
Seaman will take it without a doubt. They get an extra 2 yards of defensive field position. And that is where Emporia will start. 70 seconds left here in the third quarter. Seaman leads Emporia. The Spartans trail 22-0. 2-back pistol set. Inside give to the fullback Trujillo. Another fumble. Geitz is able to try to get it right back, and now Seaman is able to rip the ball away. Oh my goodness, the handoff to Trujillo bounced right back to Geitz. I thought he fell on the ball, but Seaman is able to take away possession again. The third lost fumble of the game for Emporia.
That's the old getting the helmet on the football, because that ball just popped out right back to Geitz. And like you said, I thought Geitz had it as well, but obviously, when they got it to the ground, Seaman was able to wrestle it away and get the ball right back.
So Seaman takes over. 1:04 to go in the third quarter at the Emporia 41-yard line. Snap to Barta. Play fake to Selbach. Drops back, looking deep down the right sideline, and some miscommunication. No one was even looking for the ball. It falls between 2 receivers, Gormley and Stahlbaumer, and incomplete. Not sure what fell apart on that play, but it's a 2nd and 10 regardless for Seaman. Under a minute left in the third.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because the routes were run, but both the receivers, Stahlbaumer and Gormley, were looking at each other like, how did that pass end up where it did? And nobody was near it.
Seaman with a quick sugar huddle right back to the line at the 41-yard line. Ball just inside the right hash. Vikes move from left to right as you listen. 2 receivers to the wide side left, a wing in that part of the formation as well. Snap to Barta, sprint going to the left. He'll keep it, turns it up at the 40-yard line, and is tripped up and taken down. Tackle made for Emporia that time by Jay Orozco. The outside linebacker comes up to help on the stop. Third down for Seaman. Ball marked dead at the 38-yard line, so it's a gain of 3, bringing up a 3rd down and 7, and possibly the final play of this third quarter.
Yeah, Gormley got up slow once again. And he got up slow on the previous drive as well.
Barta now 5 carries, 12 yards on the game. He's up to 91 rushing yards on the season. Play clock at 9, game clock at 22, both winding. Trips left on 3rd down and 7. Barta swings it to the flat. Cameron Selbach breaks one tackle at the 40-yard line, turns it up, gets a block. He's able to dive over the defensive back, Fred Jackson, down to the 31-yard line. And Greg, depending on the spot, this could be a first down, and it will not be a favorable one.
Be a yard short, yeah.
They call it a gain of 6, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. We will start the fourth quarter with a 4th down and 1 coming up for Seaman. Put your 4 fingers in the air. The Vikings lead the Emporia Spartans 22-0, headed to the 4th on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Versana's MRI clinic isn't operating at max.
Welcome back to Seaman Stadium and Don Pierce Field in North Topeka. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you on the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW. 12 minutes left in this one. It has been all Seaman Vikings. They lead the Emporia Spartans 22-0. A grand total of 5 points scored by Seaman in the third quarter. A 26-yard field goal by Gavin Wilhelm, and then just one drive later, a safety on a snap over the head of Emporia punter Alex Alamang. And with that, a 17-0 halftime lead becomes a 22-0 third quarter lead for the Seaman Vikings, who come out to start off this fourth quarter facing a 4th down and 1 at the Emporia 32-yard line. 4th down has been about a toss-up so far in this one for Seaman. Successful once, unsuccessful another time. They come out jumbo. They go with Camden Barta under center, a wing to the right. Bloom in the backfield. Barta keeps it, looking for a push from behind. He gets near the 31, but Greg, I'm not sure if he got enough of a push before forward progress was stopped.
Yeah, let's see where they mark it. It's going to depend on the spot.
And I think the initial spot is right at the line of scrimmage at the 32. And Greg, I think the Vikings will be marked a yard shy.
Yeah.
Camden Barta pleading his case with the officials, and that spot is not nearly good enough.
No. Nope.
So Emporia is able to bow up and make a stop right there and force the 3rd turnover on downs in the contest for the Seaman Vikings. 11:55 to go in this one after the gain of nothing on the carry by Barta. A disjointed offensive game, no doubt about that. We've got just one offensive touchdown, a 25-yard run by Jack Bloom, but still all Vikings in this one. Spartans take the field, now moving toward the south end zone. That's left to right across your radio dial. 5 seconds gone in the fourth quarter. Spartans in the I formation with Trujillo, the fullback, Keys, the deep man. And it is an inside give and some major missed communication. Somehow it turns into a successful play for Emporia and a gain of 3. Geitz turned around and his fullback Trujillo didn't run into the ball. He ran right into the quarterback. Somehow it ends up in a gain of 3 and a lucky play that time for the Spartans. Second down and 7.
Geitz ended up. How you get 3 yards out of a discombobulation as far as a big collision between you and your running back, it turned into positive yardage.
One of the few lucky breaks in this game for the Spartans, who trail 22-0, 40 seconds gone in the fourth period. Back under center in the I formation on second down and 7. This time it is an option keeper. Geitz throws it outside. It's a wild pitch, and it actually bounces, I believe, out of bounds on the far sideline. Geitz was getting taken down to the turf as he threw that one away. It was out of the reach of his pitchman Keys, and it's back to the 34-yard line, so a loss of 1 on the bad toss.
Yeah, he had no choice there. He had to get rid of it because he was going to get his lunch absolutely eaten if not.
10:48 and counting left in this one. Seaman leading by 3 touchdowns, trying to pick up their 4th win of the year and stay within the top 3 seeds in Class 5A East as the Week 9 playoff start week approaches. Geitz gets the play in late, down to 6 on the play clock. Emporia has to run back to the line. Now it's down to 3. Geitz is able to get it away, looking into the flat in the left, completes it to Parker Leeds, and Leeds is clotheslined back behind the 30-yard line and dropped for another loss. The Seaman defense was all over it. Jackson Thomas from defensive end was out there. He had some help from the linebacking core. The corner, Callan Barta, was in the mix. A tremendous play for Seaman. And now Emporia can either put up the white flag and punt or keep the offense out there and go for it on 4th and a mile. There's also a flag on the play, though, Greg, and maybe not.
5-yard.
No, it is a 15-yard penalty, a personal foul called on Seaman, maybe a high blow on the hit. I mentioned it was a clothesline. A forearm definitely came up near the head of the wide receiver Leeds, and that will be enough to move the chains for a first down.
Yeah, so what was a 5-yard, negative 5-yard pass. They take it from that spot of the foul, and it is an automatic first down off of the penalty.
10 minutes left in this one. Ball now at the 44-yard line for Emporia. Spartans get new life thanks to the personal foul. They go back to the eye, and it is Geitz keeping it, diving right ahead. That's the second time in this game they've gone with the quarterback dive, a successful one that time, up to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 4 for Cam Geitz. When nothing else is working, you might as well try to at least trick the defense a little bit.
But it's safe to say you're down 22-0, and this is the story of their game. 22-0, you're doing a quarterback sneak in the fourth quarter. You're down where you think you should be throwing.
Says a lot about the way this Seaman defense has played, specifically the defensive line for the Vikes tonight and the constant pressure they have applied. Offset eye on 2nd down and 6, under 9.5 to play. Single receiver on either side of the formation. It's another option toss going to the left, and Seaman snuffs it out again. Every single time Emporia has tried to go to the sideline, it has blown up in their face. Taylor Tenpenny in that time helping out the upperclassman for Seaman, part of the deep defensive line rotation for the Vikes. Kobe Jordan helping out as well, as he will head off following the play. A gain of nothing, and Emporia's lucky it wasn't worse than that. 3rd down and 6 now for the Vikes. 6th play of the drive coming up, tying the longest drive of the game for Emporia. Single receiver left, single receiver right. Man coverage across the board for Seaman. Drop back, fake play. Now a throw deep down the right seam, and it is caught. Oh, what a catch by Parker Leeds. Deep down the field for Emporia, and he takes it home for a touchdown. He's able to beat the defensive back, Austin Tillman. Geitz, that's the most time he's had all night. He just rears back, throws it deep, and Leeds catches it for a touchdown. 52 yards, and Emporia's on the board with 8:36 left.
Wow, what a play. Tillman got burned by Leeds, and you're right. Geitz got the football, threw it as far as he could, and Leeds was able to get it for the 52-yard touchdown reception.
The offense stays on the field for Emporia. They need a 2-point conversion, trailing now 22-6. This would make it a 14-point game with 8:36 to go. Into the I formation. Trujillo, the fullback. Geitz takes it, looking left. Pump fakes once, gets a defender in the air, throws to the end zone, and incomplete. He had a target, Kyle Obermeyer. But the pass falls incomplete. Tillman was in the area on defense for Seaman, as was Cade Wilson. Someone flashed a hand and might have distracted Obermeyer, and he's not able to haul it in, so it remains a 16-point game, 22-6 with 8:34 left. And now, Greg, following the first touchdown, the first points of the game for Emporia, there's just a hint of pressure on Seaman to make sure they control the ball here and don't let Emporia think they've got a chance.
Yeah, now you go ball control to be able to do what they can to take that time off the clock. And like you said, still 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions they would need, but enough to say, all right, now we've got to look at ball control to take that time down from 8:34 as much as they can.
A slow drive for this juncture of the game, a 6-play touchdown drive. It traverses 68 yards, ends in a 52-yard touchdown pass from Cam Geitz to Parker Leeds. Leeds' second touchdown of the season, takes 3:21 off the clock. 8:34 left. Emporia has already successfully executed an onside kick in this game. That was a surprise, and Seaman is going to prevent against that. They have 10 men up within the first 10 yards they're allowed to have anybody. Only one man is deep to return. Alamang gets ready to send it away with 8:34 on the clock in a 16-point contest. Alamang approaches, onside kick, takes a high bounce. It's up in the air. Emporia diving after it. There's a fight for the ball at the 40-yard line. Emporia says they've got it. It will depend on the official ruling.
He does.
And the Spartans come away with their second onside kick recovery of the game.
Fred Jackson, and a great kick. Give credit to Alamang. Boy, he got exactly what he wanted. He got the high bounce. Gormley went up to get it, but it was even over his head. And once it got past that second line, I think one of the Seaman players did touch it, but they couldn't get on it. And here we go again.
And Emporia starts at the Seaman 40. What a kick that time, Greg, by Alamang. He got the perfect bounce right over the outstretched arm of Brody Gormley. Nose of the ball at the 40 on the near side right hash. Emporia comes out in the eye. That's been working for them so far in this fourth quarter. Snap, fake handoff. Geitz, slight roll to the left, looks over the middle, and he misses his target. Kyle Obermeyer was the closest receiver, but it wasn't really all that close to him. In fact, the Seaman defender was the closest in the area. That was Tillman.
Yeah, he's going underneath center, doing more play action. It's getting enough of a delay to where the Seaman defense not able to get the pressure on him. So on that pass play, they got more pressure on him, but on this one, he had time, just did not get off a good throw.
8:26 left. Seaman leads 22-6. 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions needed for Emporia to put together a miraculous comeback. So the pressure here is on the Seaman defense to hold strong like it has all game. Now into the gun. Tight end and a receiver right. Looking in that direction is Geitz off the snap. Pressure comes, dumps it off underneath, and nothing doing that time for the Emporia offense. The catch by Caden Galbraith, his first catch of the game, his first catch in a couple of weeks, and he is down at the 41-yard line. That's a loss of a yard on the pass play. 3rd down and 11 coming up for Emporia as we tick down to about 8 minutes left in this one.
Well, to say the least, this is definite 4-down territory for Emporia. Down 16 points and clock running, 7:52 left.
Emporia not in too much of a hurry right now. They got to make sure their protection is right. 2 receivers come out to the wide side left on 3rd down and 11, 7:40 to go. Snap to Geitz. Pressure comes. Throws it over the middle as he gets hit. Completes a pass to Caden Wojak, who gets rammed at about the 31-yard line. What a hit that time. Barta comes up. The free safety, Camden Barta, just blasts the target a yard shy of the line to gain. That is an especially important spear of a tackle that time by the free safety.
Yeah, great tackle. Wojak with a great catch. Geitz, a great throw under tremendous pressure. Now it's 4th and 1.
I'm not sure how Geitz even got that one away. What a gutsy throw by the senior quarterback. 4th down and 1. Emporia needs it to extend the drive. About 7 minutes left. Under center. Geitz keeps it. Gets a push from his fullback, Trujillo. And with the extra push, a little help from his friends, he's able to gain 2 yards, and that's enough for an Emporia 1st down. Still trailing by 16 as the clock goes under 7 minutes.
Yeah, big right there. Trujillo just got right into his back and got that push forward to get him the 1st down. But the clock's still running. 6:50 left to go in the game. Emporia down by 16.
Emporia going into a full huddle, and they slowly approach the line. They're back in the pistol. It's offset to the left. 2 backs in the pistol. 2 receivers to the left as well. The tight end, Obermeyer, to the right. Geitz takes it. Design roll to the left. Pressure comes immediately. The pass is batted up into the air. What a tremendous play by Brody Gormley. Completely unblocked. Gets his mitts up in the air and bats the pass away to set up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that time ran in a blitz. Could not pick up. Gormley came in untouched. The smart thing, though, coming in there, get your hands up to block it, and that time he was able to bat the ball away.
A very smart play. We owe you a station identification. You're listening to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW AM Topeka. Brendan Dworzinski and Greg Akagi with you at Seaman Stadium. 6:31 left in the ball game. Seaman leads 22-6 over Emporia, but the Spartans are threatening following a 4th down conversion and an onside kick in their last couple of plays. Trips to the left. Snap comes. Cam Geitz, nowhere to go with it, and trapped in the backfield for a gargantuan loss. And it's Brody Gormley for the 2nd play in a row, flying in and recording the sack. The 6th of the night for the Seaman defense. And now it's 3rd and forever for Emporia as we approach 6 minutes left in the game.
And there was a flag holding against Emporia. I don't think they're going to accept the penalty. Nope, they're going to decline it.
So they take the down instead of the yardage. A big decision at this juncture of the game. Play made all the way back at the 39-yard line. How about a loss of 10 on the sack?
Guides had 0 time to even look down the field. 0.
Make it 3rd down and 20 for Emporia. At the Seaman 39-yard line, the line to gain is the 19. In fact, just a hair beyond the 19. Trips receivers to the left. Ball's centered between the hashes and some movement on the defensive line for Seaman. Someone couldn't hold their water, and that is going to move the Spartans up an extra 5 yards to make this a slightly more manageable 3rd down and long.
Yeah, it's Kason Hazenkamp from his tackle position. 8th penalty tonight for 50 yards. Not a costly one in the aspect that they still have 3rd and a long way to go, 3rd and 15.
And Emporia does need to convert. No settling for a field goal at this juncture, trailing 22-6, requiring 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. They come out once again with 3 receivers to the left. Both sides of the field, even left and right, single receiver right. Low snap, the ball is loose, and Emporia is able to dive back on it. Talk about a nightmare sequence right there for the Spartans. Somehow getting back on top of the ball is the center, Nate Thomas. That play was dead on arrival, and it's down back at the 36-yard line. So it's a loss of 2 on the fumbled snap, bringing up a 4th down and 17 yards to go for Emporia. 5:40 and counting in a 16-point game. The Seaman defense trying to bow up and put this one on ice.
Giants on the night, 8 of 14 for 93 yards and a touchdown. It's going to be his biggest one right here on a 4th and long.
A majority of that yardage coming on one play, that touchdown strike. Trips receivers left on 4th and 17. Geitz, 5-step drop, rolling right, throws back, heaves it up deep down the field when pressure comes, and it's batted away deep down the field by Callan Barta. The sophomore corner for Seaman bats it out of the hands of Fred Jackson, and the Seaman Vikings take over. 5:13 left to go in the ball game. The Vikes leading 22-6.
Smart thing by Callan Barta, too. Waiting for that ball because it was just thrown up because Geitz once again had no time. Didn't go through Jackson. Waited until it came down and then batted it away. If he goes through Jackson, that's more than likely going to be a DPI against Seaman.
Turnover on downs on Emporia. Their longest drive of the game ends. 8 plays, no points. 5:13 left. Seaman takes over at its own 36-yard line. Fake handoff. Barta over the middle. Completes the Kason Stahlbomber at midfield. Turns on the Jets as he passes the 45 and is dragged down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 21 yards and a Seaman first down, and Stahlbomber slow to get up.
Looks like cramps.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that is. He is in a seemingly uncomfortable position. The training staff will come out to check on Stahlbomber. That slant over the middle, Greg, has just not been there throughout the night, but finally, Barta and Stahlbomber able to connect.
5th reception of the night for Stahlbomber for 47 yards.
That puts him on the season over 450. And he is still being tended to on the field. While they tend to Kason Stahlbomber, we will take a quick timeout. 5:07 left to play. Seaman leads Emporia 22-6 as you listen to the Invista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
Hi, this is Aiden. I'm a safe student at Rossville High, and I want to remind you that seatbelts are for everyone. Every time you get in your vehicle, make sure you and your passengers are buckled up. Even if you're not going very fast or very far, you still need to wear a seatbelt. Day or night, on the highway or back roads, a seatbelt is your best protection in case of a crash, no matter what kind of vehicle you drive. Follow SafeKS or Drive Safe Kansas on Twitter and other social media platforms. Buckle up and drive safe.
Kason Stahlbomber able to walk off the field under his own power. 1st down and 10 for Seaman at the 43-yard line of Emporia. The Vikes leading 22-6 over Emporia. 2 receivers come out to the right side of the formation, a wing on that side as well. That's the wide side of the field. Snap to Barta. It's an inside give and a short carry on 1st down and 10. The give that time is to Jack Bloom, who's been the leading rusher in this one for Seaman. He takes it up to a gain of nothing, in fact. They mark him down at the 43.
Update from Seco Park. End of the 3rd quarter. Still tied at 14 between Manhattan and Washburn Rural. Update on the Highland Park Topeka West score. Topeka West 46, Highland Park 22.
That is a very important score in that Manhattan-Washburn rural game. 4:27 and counting. Second down and 10 for Seaman. Another give to Bloom, and Bloom is driven down to the ground. Who else but Bobby Trujillo coming up and making the stop. Leading tackler for Emporia on the season. He had 70 tackles entering tonight. Feels like he might have another 70. It's a gain of 1 that time by Bloom. And I believe we have a timeout called on the field. Yes, indeed we do. 4:03 left in the ball game. We'll keep it right here with you. Seaman trailing 22-6. Our white hat is, in fact, just waving his hands incessantly. And the officials will deliberate.
Yeah, because some time ran off the clock while the timeout was being called.
So they'll make sure. It is Emporia that calls the timeout.
A final, Hayden beating Santa Fe Trail 49-6.
Seaman continuing to just mow through Class 3A District 3. A down year for District 3, but a great year for Hayden considering the youth in that program this year. Tremendous job by Bill Arnold and his coaching staff week after week for that Hayden team. So the timeout called by Emporia. The Spartans have 1 left in the second half. Third down and 9 coming up for Seaman with 4:57 to go. So the clock was way off because when the officials were waving for the timeout, it read 4:03. So a whole 54 seconds ran off the clock. Third down and 9 for Seaman. The ball is on the near side left hash. Single receiver on that side is P.J. Vargas. Trips come out to the right, including Stahlbommer and the near slot coming in after that injury moments ago. Jack Bloom, the deep man in the pistol. Snap to Barta, looking left, finds P.J. Vargas, goes back shoulder, and he just can't quite connect with him. That connection was excellent back in the first half, but they're not able to hook up there, setting up a 4th down and 9, 4:54 to go. Now, Greg, an interesting situation. Do you leave the offense out there and go bold with it, or do you play field position and punt it away?
Gormley has had a good game punting the football, but it looks like my own – well, no, actually they're going to switch, and, yep, they're going to punt the football.
They will send Gormley out to kick it away. Best kick of the night was a 49-yard boot going in the opposite direction. No breeze to speak of here in North Topeka tonight. A hot, sticky evening in the capital city. Good snap to Gormley. No pressure comes. He gets it away. It is a low, wobbling kick back to the 9-yard line, fielded by Derek Keys. Turns it up along the left sideline. High-stepping as he passes the 20 and runs out of bounds with 4:44 to go in the ball game. And Emporia trailing 22-6 will have another chance, still with 1 timeout.
Still with 1 timeout, but a quarterback that has been under duress the entire night, even though with that touchdown pass, it's just been him trying to stay alive, quite frankly, for as many times as he's gotten nailed or had little, if any, time to throw.
Good return that time by Keys. It's a return of 15 yards. He's out at the 24-yard line. So that is where Emporia takes over. Again, trailing by 16, 22-6, 4:44 left in the fourth. Cam Geitz comes out in the shotgun, trips receivers to the right. That's the field side of the play. Geitz takes it, short roll to the right. Looking, pressure comes. He steps through it, launching it down the right hash. He's looking for Leeds, who's got it behind the defense at the 30. Passes the 25-yard line, and a big gain for the Emporia offense. He gets behind Callan Barta, and a huge gain for the Spartans up to the 21-yard line.
55 yards on that play, and again, getting past the defender, 148 yards on the night, and the bulk of that on 2 receptions to Parker Leeds.
Leeds having a tremendous game. He's approaching 500 yards for the season here in week 6 as the timeout is called down on the field. What a throw that time by Cam Geitz, just rearing back and launching it with every ounce of power that he had. 4:31 left to go in the ball game, and just like that, Emporia, trailing by 2 touchdowns, is knocking on the door of the red zone. So now, Greg, if you're the Seaman defense, what do you have to do to try to get a little of that momentum back after the shot play by Emporia?
Well, pressure. It goes back to what has gotten them the success tonight, and that is harassing the quarterback. That time, Geitz was able to roll out, buy himself some time with that rollout, and able to get that ball down the field for the second time, getting past a defender. Quick update on a score late third quarter. Topeka West 46, Highland Park 28.
Fighting Scots, fighting for their head coach Jermaine Monroe in that one. Back in our game, following the final timeout by Emporia, we've got 4.5 minutes left in the contest. Spartans facing a first down and 10 from the Seaman 21. Emporia's only touchdown of the game came 2 drives ago, a 52-yard touchdown pass from Cam Geitz to Parker Leeds. That connection just hooked up again for a 55-yard pickup to set up this first down and 10. Seaman comes out in man coverage, trips to the short side right of the field. Snap to Geitz, looking that way the whole way. Now he rolls to the right, avoids some pressure, throws it back across the middle of the field, looking for Parker Leeds in the end zone. A whole lot of contact in the paint and no flag thrown by the back judge. There was a ton of contact there in the end zone. They'll rule it incidental. Leeds was the intended target again. Callan Barta in the area. That's who got tangled up with the receiver.
Yeah, and Sobach too.
And that will lead to a second down. Ball at the 21-yard line on the near side right hash. 4:26 left in the ball game. Emporia trying to fight back into the 16-point contest, 22-6.
And you can see when Geitz has time, he's got a gun, and he's got that able talent to throw that football.
This time, 3 receivers come out to the left. It's a 3-by-1 receiver set. Geitz takes the snap, has a little bit of time, throws it over the middle. Ball is tipped away. What a play by Braden Colley, the linebacker, getting a hand in there. He was frustrated. He didn't get to pick that one off, but a sensational play by the senior linebacker Colley to break it up, setting up a 3rd down and 10 now for Emporia, and a huge opportunity for the Seaman defense.
Yeah, he was trying to get the Martinez over the middle. Colley, great position to be able to potentially intercept that football, just in and out of his hands, though. When it brings up 3rd down, let's see if Seaman will come with a little more pressure.
Ball remains at the 21. Line to gain is the 11 of Seaman. Vikings lead by 16, so 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points are needed by the Spartans. They come out 3 receiver to the wide side left again. Trujillo in the backfield to pass protect. Geitz, slight roll to the left. Pressure comes, and he's snowed under in the backfield. A sack for the Seaman defense for the 7th time tonight. Jackson Thomas, Brody Gormley, both in the area, setting up a 4th down and forever for the Spartans, and they need it to continue the game. All the way back to the 31-yard line. How about another loss of 10 on the sack?
Hat on hat, able to get that, bring extra guys. This time, usually 1 or 2. That time, Gormley came in. No chance for Geitz once again.
An unbelievable performance for the front 6 for Seaman tonight. Jackson Thomas with his 2nd sack. Brody Gormley's been in on darn near every play. Kason Hazenkamp has a trio of them. 3:35 left. 4th down and 20. Line to gain is the 11. Geitz takes it. Has some time as he rolls left. Looks back over the middle. Pressure comes. He's got nowhere to go. And down he goes at the 45-yard line. Last one off the pile is Kason Hazenkamp, but he had plenty of friends with him. They take down Geitz for back-to-back sacks, and the Vikings take over with 3:29 to play and a 16-point lead.
It's been the story of the night. Sacks, 0 time to throw the football. And in the end, that's why Emporia just has 6 points tonight. What a stellar defensive effort by the Seaman Vikings team.
That was a gargantuan sack, too. Back-to-back sacks for negative 22 yards. Toss play on 1st down and 10 for Seaman, moving from right to left as you listen. It's Jack Bloom with the carry. He gets maybe a yard, sprinting to the far right sideline. He stays in bounds. The clock is vital to maintain here for Seaman. They want to run this one out as much as they can with Emporia down 2 touchdowns and no way to stop it.
No way to stop it. Keep it in bounds.
They do indeed give a yard on that one to the ball carrier, Bloom.
And just wait till the very last second. Down to 13. They haven't even gotten up to the line.
Under 9 to go. Now down to 8. Now Seaman sprints to the line. 2:48 to play. 2-by-2 receiver set. Short side of the field is the right. Snap to Barta. He sprints
and guess
right.
What?
And I think that one was on Brody Gormley, the wide receiver. Yep. I think he got a head start. Greg, the formula to win a big game and a tough game is to rely on your best players. And look at the guys who have stepped up for this Seaman team. Barta, Gormley, Colley, Stahlbomber, all those guys you have heard for years for this Seaman group. And they have come up clutch play after clutch play in this one.
Yeah, and it's all of them. It's been a group effort with outstanding games tonight.
Back into the shotgun on 2nd down and 14, 2:43 to go. The clock stops on the penalty. Sprint option going to the right. Barta flips it out to Bloom, looking for some room to run. He has an alley, passes the 45-yard line, puts his foot in the ground, and is able to get up to the 47. Excellent run that time by Bloom. It's a pickup of 8, setting up a manageable 3rd down for the Vikes, and the clock continues to roll. 2:25, 2:24, and it continues to wind.
19 carries, 78 yards by Jack Bloom, who's had the bulk of the load tonight as far as running is concerned for the Seaman Vikings.
Seaman back to the line, 18 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers to the wide side left, 2 to the right as well. Barta, rocket toss going to the left. Bloom looking for a hole, trying to get to the outside, passes the hash, gets to the 50, maybe a few inches beyond it. It is a short pickup for Bloom, but he gets into Emporia territory and is down, and we've got a whistle and a stoppage on the field. Someone called a timeout. I would love to know who that timeout was called by. We were told at the stadium that there were none left for Emporia. And it would be a curious decision for Seaman to take one. And to be completely frank with you, and we apologize for the poor audio quality, but it sounded like the teacher from Peanuts just now with the white cap trying to announce why the clock is being stopped with 1:53 to play.
Reset the clock to 1:53.
Not sure about that one. That was in the end, a short gain on the carry that time by Bloom. Had a lot of running in the backfield. He gets up to the 49-yard line, setting up a 4th down and 3 yards to go for Seaman. We did not get any clarification on the timeout collecting. We have had an issue with that tonight, knowing exactly who called timeouts. It has not been clearly announced to the press box, but regardless, there's 1:53 to go. Seaman leads 22-6, but the Vikes face a 4th down and short. It's a 4th down and call it about 2, actually. And the offense will come back out, Greg. They decide to send Gormley out as a receiver and not as a punter. Barta in the pistol. They want to go for the kill shot here. Barta tries to get Emporia to jump off sides, and that was indeed the reason they sent out the offense, to try to get someone to jump off for the Spartans. They're not able to do so, and now the punt team will head out onto the field for the Vikes. Not a bad approach. Seaman had a couple of timeouts to play with, and now they burn what we thought was their first of this second half.
And if you're Emporia, you might as well put 10 guys on the line and go for the block. Down 16, $1:53 left and no timeouts.
Yeah, because at this point, a short return that burns up plenty of time is not going to help you at all. And for the moment, they are going to send a man deep. That's Derek Keys. But to Greg's point, there are 10 guys standing on the line. Both gunners are covered.
So in essence, you got 8 that are going to rush.
Gormley calls it out. Takes the snap. He has plenty of room, though. The pressure never gets home, and he kicks it high up, a towering punt, and it is going to bounce at the 26-yard line. Takes a huge Emporia bounce, though. A lucky break for the Spartans, and it's down to near the 35 at the 36. 1:45 to go. It ends up being just a 13-yard punt after the huge bounce back. Shortest one of the game for Gormley. And that allows Emporia to take over. 105 seconds show on the clock. 64 yards from Pater. At their own 36-yard line. Emporia has 1 touchdown here in this 4th quarter. A 52-yard strike from Cam Geitz to Parker Leeds, but their offense has struggled throughout the night otherwise. They come out with 3 receivers to the left side of the formation. That's the wide side of the field, moving from left to right as you listen. Ball on the near hash. That's the right side. Cam Geitz, designed to roll out to the left. Pressure comes from behind, and he is absolutely crushed by Brody Gormley. And the ball pops out late, and running out of the pile with it is Bryson Vaughner, the linebacker for Seaman, and the Vikings take over with another takeaway. The 4th fumble of the game for Emporia. Oh my goodness, an absolutely devastating blow that time from Gormley, crushing the quarterback Geitz. 8 times he's been sacked in this game, a fumble on the play, and the Vikings take over with 96 seconds left.
Yeah, now you can go to victory formation, and boy, Geitz could not feel the pressure of Gormley, and he just got leveled on that play.
Ball at the 30-yard line, snap to Barta in the pistol, and he will kneel it out. Couple more of those, and this game will be in the books. The Seaman Vikings, with a win tonight, will improve to 4-2 on the season. Bouncing back from a loss a week ago to Manhattan. It took everything they had in this one. A tough night for the offense, but the defense came up huge play after play. And the Vikes will remain near the top of the table in Class 5A on the eastern half of the bracket. Down to 1:04, and the clock continues to wind. Down to 8 on the play clock, so 2 more kneel downs for Seaman in this one to seal up a Vikings win. Snap to Barta, takes a step forward, puts his knee on the turf, and now just one more snap. With the loss, Emporia will fall to 1-5. A tough first full year for head coach Keaton Tuttle. Next up for the Spartans. Doesn't get any easier. Their final 2 games have to take on Junction City and Manhattan. Play the 3 toughest teams in the Centennial League back-to-back. Not exactly the most favorable schedule in the world. Barta waits for the final snap of the game. Difference of about 12 seconds between play clock and game clock. Barta will let it wind down. Emporia can't stop it in a 22-6 game. Barta takes the snap, goes down to the ground, and this contest is over. A fight to the very end, a defensive struggle won by the Seaman Vikings, who improved to 4-2 on the season as the final seconds tick off the clock, knocking off the Emporia Spartans tonight, 22-6 at Seaman Stadium. An unbelievable effort by the defense, which committed sack after sack after sack of Emporia quarterback Cam Geitz, and that was the difference in tonight's contest. With that, we will take it to the post-game show. We'll get you a scoring summary, specifically from an eventful second half here at Don Pierce Field in North Topeka. Greg's got your full game stats to get back to you, and we'll take a final look for tonight at the 580 Preps scoreboard, as well as we get you ready for next week's Vista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week. One more time from our game tonight in Week 6, the Seaman Vikings 22, the Emporia Spartans 6. Back with post-game coverage after this on the Vista Credit Union 580 Preps Game of the Week on 580 WIBW.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up.
As mentioned, Barta, 13 of 27 passing for 100.